Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad to be with you tonight. Have you seen the new catalog? Did you go online? Did you place an order? What was your favorite thing in the new catalog? I'd love to know. What was the first thing you bought or that you plan to buy? Tonight I'm going to show you a card using one of my favorite stamp sets. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. First, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you would be so kind as to share my video and then comment, share down in the comments, then your name will be entered in a drawing to win the project I worked on last time we were together. If you can't do that, I understand. But would you please at least give my post some hearts? I'd appreciate that. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, click the little blue bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually on Monday evenings. So, let me get to, last time we were together, I missed last week, but, and then because I had a conflict, and what happened was some co-workers took me out for dinner. Hadn't planned on this. This was kind of a last minute thing because Tuesday was my last day of work. I retired. Yay, I'm officially retired. So now I'm in that next phase and I don't know. I've heard it takes a few months to kind of get into the groove. So it's only been a few days, so it's too early to say. But anyway, when we were together 2 weeks ago, I made this cute little, I don't know what kind of card you call it, a peekaboo card, that when you open up, there's a cute little image inside. And because she shared my video and commented down below, and her name was drawn, Shannon Jenkins, this card's going out to you. So I will get this out to you in the mail this week. Like I said, I haven't placed another order yet from the catalog. What I'm going to use tonight is one of the stamp sets I really do like a lot. It was from the pre-order, but I think I would have ordered it anyway. So I am going to show you, I'm using, I think, pretty much all new product, short of maybe some cardstock colors. So I'm going to change the view to my hands and we are going to get started. So this is the card I'm going to create for you tonight. It uses the Country Flowers bundle. It has all of these great stamps with it and these dies. Check out, there's a die that's like a milk jug kind of thing. It looks like, this looks like a wash tub, coffee pot. This is a little stool. I think that's cute. It has dies that cut out these 3 different floral images, and it has some great sentiments in it. So I really like this one a lot, and I think it can be masculine, it can be feminine. I've seen actually some great sympathy cards with this, so we are going to be using that tonight. Let's see, I'm going to be using this die, and this die on my card. Okay, like I said, most of what we're using tonight is new. There will be some, you know, of our standard core products, but take a look at that. Okay, well, let's get started. I decided for this base to use Calypso Coral. Again, the usual 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and it is folded in half. Okay, easy peasy. My basic white is, let's see, 3.5 by 4.5, and this DSP is 3 by 4. It is new, as I said. It is called Unbounded Beauty, and it goes with a different suite, I believe, but it has some great images in there. Look at that. So I'm actually using the back of one of the images, or of one of the papers. I'm using the back of this, looks like this, and that's what I'm using for my card. So sometimes, while I like most of the designs on the front of it, that one doesn't thrill me so much. I actually prefer the back side better. So, go figure. There was a paper in the last mini catalog that was like that. I didn't buy it for the main theme. I bought it for the, hold on, this looks like it's the wrong size. 3.5. It is, it's too short. I cut it too short. Hang on, guys. This is supposed to be 3.5 by 4.5. I'm already screwing up. I gotta cut this here, but I'm glad I noticed it before we got any further along. Oh, where's my trimmer? Here it is. Good. 3.5 by 4.5. And when I was deciding how big I wanted my piece of designer series paper, you know what? I like to when I can cut it in dimensions that fit the 12 by 12. So 3 by 4, you know, fits evenly. I can get, yes, that's better now. Okay. The other one dimension was off a little bit. Okay, there's that. But before we go any further, I don't know if you could see, if you saw when I had the card up here, I've colored, or I've stamped this same image, just the line art, in the Calypso Coral. You could also use, let me just make sure. You can also use Versamark, but the image won't be as dark, and I just wanted it to be a little bit darker. So initially when I started this card, I was going to orient it this way, but as I got around to playing with it, I switched it that way. So it didn't really make much difference either way in terms of this. So, and let's see, I'd like to have a little bit of difference here. That's nice, except I didn't use my pad, but that's okay, my foam pad. Okay, let me set this out of the way here. And I need to clean this because I'm going to be stamping, using this stamp again to stamp this in black. So I always try to stamp off, you know, before I clean an stamp on my chamois. I tried to stamp off any excess ink on a piece of paper. It just keeps my chamois a little cleaner. So anyway, so there's that. Okay, now we can put this on here. Look at that. And see, it just gives it a nice little accent. Okay, let's go ahead and put this, attach this, because I don't need to do. Anything else here? Good. Okay. What will we do? You know what? I'll go ahead and stamp this sentiment too. Now this is one of our new in colors. This is called Peach Pie. And I decided to stamp the sentiment in Pecan Pie. That's kind of funny, putting Pecan Pie ink on Peach Pie cardstock. But it tied into this Pecan Pie brown barrel that I did there. You know what, that's a little crooked, and that's bothering me. Let me fix that. Okay. Let's, yeah, I can still put that on there. Better, I think. Okay, so this piece is 1 1/4 inches wide. And this is 2 1/2 inches long. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to wait to trim it until I have stamped and I have cut this, because sometimes I'm not always good at cutting the little banner piece. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that way if I screwed it up, I could try to cut it again. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the So Lucky to Know You. Nice. Okay. Get this stamp pad out of the way. And I'll go ahead and get this real quick here. And what did I say? 2.5. So this is 2, 2/4, 2.5. Okay. Perfect. I'm not going to attach it until we get to the card. Okay, so we're going to stamp our image, our floral image, a piece of basic white cardstock using Memento black ink, okay? Okay, nice. Get that out of the way. So, let me go over the colors I used to color in my floral. And I'm not going to make you watch it because I've got one done over here. But I started out with the Crushed Curry Stampin' Right marker. And I used that because there's not a blend in that color, but I wanted a bold kind of yellow. So that would kind of stand out and hold its own with these other colors. That's why I use that. And sometimes I mix them. That's okay. So I have 3 different pinks I used. I'll just kind of get you started here. I used the dark Flirty Flamingo on this here. Okay, on this flower here. That's the dark Flirty Flamingo. Oh, let me get a piece of paper under here. Okay. Then I used the dark Pretty in Pink, which is one of our new colors, on this part of the flower. Let me show you here. Okay. On that. Then I used the light Pretty in Pink on everything else, okay? On this here and all of the other pink flowers, okay? Like these right here. Okay, so there you know, that's what I use. You know what? Use whatever you want. Doesn't make a lot of difference. Then for the leaves, the floral, I took, this is the dark soft Seafoam. This is the light Old Olive and the light Mossy Meadow. Okay, and I wanted to get kind of a variation in my leaves. You can see that. The one that looks a little more yellowy, let me get something here to point with. Hold on here. Okay, my U-Pick tool. This right here is the Old Olive. The darker ones are the Mossy Meadow. And of course this one is the dark soft Seafoam. So, and sometimes even on those light colors, I will go over them a couple times. So I just colored them in so I get a nice variety of colors, you know, around the plant. And I've told you guys before, I am not a great colorer, if that's the right word. I'm gonna do this. I kind of want to do it the way I did my sample because I liked that. There we go. The way it turned out here. And I may have even gone over these soft Seafoam a second time. Okay. This, like I said, Old Olive is a good, is one of my favorite colors for leaves. but it adds a nice, it's got a little yellow in it, undertones in it, and so it's a good one for foliage. And yeah, then I used my light Mossy Meadow for the rest of these leaves. Now, you remember a couple weeks ago I showed you how to do the watercoloring with using alcohol instead of water? This would be the perfect application for that, because you could get some great variations, especially when the colors started to kind of mix. But I wanted a little bit bolder look today. So, and like I said, I think I'm going to go over I'm going to darken up these light, or the dark, this is dark, this is hard to say, dark, soft Seafoam, but it's 2 coverages, if that makes sense. So, and I'll do that sometimes too, when I have the light, when I'm using the light and the dark of a color like the pretty and pink, the dark and the light, if I don't feel like I have enough contrast between the 2 colors, I might go over the dark a second time. While I think I did it on this sample. Something else you got to keep in mind, but maybe I did do it. I think I did do it now that I think about it. Something else to keep in mind, you got to give the ink time to dry, because it will change color a little bit. So anyway, you don't have to watch me color all of that. Here we go. There's one already colored. So now we're going to do some die cutting. Where are those dies I pulled out? This is going to be for this, this is going to be this, and this is going to be for this. Now, this is pecan pie. I don't know if you can tell. I ran it through the embossing folder. Yeah, there you can see the wood grain on it. Let me go. There you go. You can see the wood grain. I ran a piece of it through the Timber 3D embossing folder to get that wood grain. I kind of wanted it to look like an old barrel, and I think it looked nice. You could do it either way. You could emboss and then die cut it, or die cut and then emboss. But can you tell on mine, I embossed and then I die cut, so it kind of flattened out part of the die cut image a little bit. You can still see the wood, but it's not as prominent. I like that detail. Where if you know, it kind of depends on your die. What are you going to flatten out? You know, what's what? Okay. You have to make the decision. Now I got to get my mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine up here. For this one, because I want to make sure this does not move, I want to use some washi tape. Let me go. I think it goes right like that. Now when I cut that one out, I did a great job right off the bat getting this die centered. And you know what, we'll be able, these are all small. We can run all of this through once. At one time. Yay. My favorite way to do that. So, this is Pecan Pie having been run through the Timber 3D embossing folder, and that will be our barrel. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my flower up here because I don't want it to move at all. This one is my barrel, and this one here is for the leaves. And again, this is Old Olive. Cardstock. Okay, let's put this in here. Let's get this started. Come on. There we go. I had to use my arm. Things moved just a little bit. I think that's going to be okay. Here, let me fix that one. There we go. See what I mean? It didn't make any difference if the leaves or the barrel move too much, just as long as they were on the paper I was trying to cut out. And there we go. There's that. There's that. And there is that piece. Yay. Okay, let me set this over here out of the way. Don't want to lose any dies. Okay, so now we're going to adhere all of this together to make this one piece, because this was all assembled as one piece before I put it on the card. And what I did was, because I couldn't get this to go the way I wanted it, look, you know what I did? I divided this into two. And I just kind of cut along. I'll show you how I cut that, like that. Okay. If I want to trim it up, make it a little rounder, I can, but you know what? I don't think it's going to show. And I'll tell you how I did this. Okay, I'm going to lay some adhesive down on the top and the bottom here. The bottom, let's see, or the bottom one, yeah. See, I'm going to use this piece here for the bottom, as it kind of sticks out like that. And see, the one that I cut off doesn't even show. Then I can use this piece up here. And the part that I cut off of, again, I can hide it. Doesn't even show. And there we go. See how they're attached? Pretty simple. Then I'm just going to put a little bit more adhesive there. I'm going to attach this together. Just like that. And voila, there we are. We have our pot. Our barrel. It kind of looks like a barrel. Okay, so now I've got some Baker's Twine. Comes from our Baker's Twine Essential Pack. You get 5 little bolts of Baker's Twine. This is about 2 feet, about 24 inches, okay? And I just kind of have it going back and forth behind the barrel. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and put this on so I get my placement right for my other elements. So. Come on. Okay. So I lined it up with the top of the Designer Series paper, but just maybe just a little bit in so you can see the edge of the paper. There we go. And I'm going to just lay some snail or seal. Snail. How long's that been? 3 or 4 years? Okay. And I am just going to kind of, nothing fancy here. From an angle, I'm just going to kind of make these loops, okay, to make sure it shows up behind my image, my focal image. Let's see. It's kind of twisted. I don't want that twisted. It's easy to twist the twine. That's hard to say. Twist the twine. So I find the same thing when I make bows with it. I have to be careful I don't, you know, twist it between my fingers because it is easy to do. Make this like this. You know, you can cut it off anytime you want. You don't have to put, but what I've got essentially is 3 loops here. And I'll just cut that piece off right there. And so, like I said, that was about 24 inches. Where are my dimensionals? I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back here. One down here. One up top. I'm trying to kind of straddle that. I don't like to put a dimensional right on top of that. Okay, let me see. I'll move that down just a little bit. I think, okay. You know what to do? And look at that. See, I can just pick that all up and just move it. Doesn't make any difference. I just picked it all up and moved it down because I want this down a little bit. Try it one more time. There we go. One. I don't usually mess with this much here. Which one is this? I kind of want that one a little shorter. There we go. Oops. Oh, where are my tweezers here so I can keep my big fingers out of the way and see it better? This is one of my favorite little tools. There we go. You can just kind of play with the twine till you get it. See, this one wasn't quite showing enough. So, last thing are some embellishments. I've got some of these 2024-2026 in color shimmer gems in all of the new in colors. So this is Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, and Pretty in Pink. Man, I'm proud of myself. I remembered them all. It's been a long time since I've remembered all of them. But anyway, so just whichever ones you like. Most of these would look good anywhere, you know, would look good on this card. So, there we go. Okay. This is our card today using the Country Flowers bundle from the brand new 24-25 annual catalog from Stampin' Up. Here's my website. You're going to want this. I know you will. This is my website, my host code, and there you go. I thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stampin' with Denise. Bye now. Take care.